Frozen by New York Times best-selling author Matthew Reinhart, a pop-up adventure. Far beyond the northern horizon, nestled between snow-capped mountains and crystal blue waters, lay the kingdom of Arendelle. High above the mountain, the northern lights twinkled and danced in the sky. But in the valley below lurked a startling secret. King Agnar, Queen Iduna, and her daughters, Elsa and Anna, were beloved by the citizens of Arendelle. But all was not as it seemed with the royal family. Unbeknownst to most everyone in the kingdom, the king and queen's eldest daughter, Elsa, had been born with a special icy magic. Anna adored her big sister. She loved when Elsa secretly used her frosty powers. With a flourish of her hand, Elsa would magically turn the castle's great hall into a wintry wonderland, complete with snowy hills and a snowman the girls named Olaf. And one night, the sisters' playtime suddenly spun out of control. As Anna bounded over a mound of snow, Elsa accidentally struck her in the head with a burst of magic. Anna fell to the ground, unconscious. Hearing Elsa's cries for help, the king and queen rushed in. They found Elsa kneeling over her sister. King Agnar frantically searched the castle's library for a way to help his youngest daughter. Finally, he found a book that told of the trolls, a group of mysterious healers who knew about magic. The family rode off into the night. When at last they reached Troll Valley, Grandpappy, the oldest and wisest of the trolls, stepped forward to examine the unconscious princess. He explained that Anna was lucky to have been struck in the head rather than the heart. The princess could be healed, but it would require removing all her memories of Elsa's magic. Turning to Elsa, the wise troll used a cryptic warning. Fear would be her enemy. The king and queen took Grandpappy's warning to heart, worried about how their subjects would react if they learned of Elsa's magic. The king and queen closed the gates, keeping their daughters safe and sealed within the castle walls. With the help of their parents, Elsa worked to control her magic. She tried to even suppress her emotions and even wore gloves to protect others from her icy touch. But still, her magic continued to grow. Fearful of hurting her sister again, Elsa shut Anna out of her life completely. Anna, who did not remember Elsa's magic, was confused by her sister's behavior. She missed the loving sister she had known time and time again. She tried to make Elsa play with her, but the years passed, and Elsa remained isolated. Anna grew into a lonely but spirited young woman who longed for adventure. She dreamed of seeing everything that lay in the big, exciting world beyond the castle gates. Then tragedy struck. While on a voyage to visit a neighboring kingdom, the king and queen were lost at sea in a terrible storm. The sisters were broken-hearted. Elsa, afraid of hurting Anna, withdrew even further, leaving a confused Anna feeling more alone than ever. Elsa was next in line to become Queen of Arendelle. Everyone in the kingdom rejoiced at the news of the upcoming coronation ball, but no one was more excited than Anna. For the first time in what felt like forever, she would be free of the castle walls. Elsa did not share her sister's excitement. She worried that a castle full of guests would make it very hard to conceal her icy powers. Royal visitors from kingdoms far and wide gathered in Arendelle on the morning of Elsa's 21st birthday. One such visitor was the handsome Prince Hans of the Southern Isles. But instead of meeting Elsa, Hans stumbled across Anna. He was instantly charmed by the prince. That evening, while the guests gathered in the great hall, Anna snuck away with Prince Hans. The two of them had much in common, and by the evening's end, Anna had fallen head over heels in love. When Hans unexpectedly proposed to her, Anna immediately agreed. The castle gates had opened, and it seemed that true love had walked through. Ecstatic over her engagement, Anna raced into the great hall to share the news with her sister. But to Anna's surprise, Elsa refused to bless the marriage. Elsa wanted to protect her sister. She could not let Anna marry a man she had just met. Anna was shocked. She could not understand why Elsa seemed so determined to destroy her happiness. Elsa turned to leave, but Anna grabbed her sister's hand, accidentally yanking off one of Elsa's protective gloves. A bolt of magic escaped from Elsa's fingers, sending a sheet of ice across the floor. Everyone gasped in shock and terror. Horrified at having lost control and fearful of hurting someone, Elsa fled from the castle and across the water, freezing everything in her path. Elsa stopped high atop the peak of the North Mountain. As frozen winds whipped around her, the newly crowned queen found strength, no more hiding from the world. For up there she could unleash her powers without hurting anyone, especially Anna. Elsa waved her arm. Flurries of icy magic whisked from her fingertips, causing snowflakes to dance and spin around her. Towering shards of ice rose from the snowy ground, weaving themselves into beams, walls, and archways. Elsa had created a glittering palace of ice. She tossed aside her crown, isolated from Anna and the rest of the kingdom. Elsa could at last let go. Meanwhile, back in Arendelle, Elsa's powers had accidentally set off a winter storm, and Anna finally realized why Elsa had been hiding away all those years. Anna felt responsible and set off on horseback, determined to find Elsa and bring back summer. But Anna was unprepared for the cold journey. Luckily, the young princess happened upon wandering Oaken's trading post and sauna. Inside, Anna met a gruff ice harvester named Kristoff, who was looking for winter supplies. Kristoff and the store's owner, Oaken, could not see eye to eye, and before long, Kristoff was thrown into the bitter cold, empty-handed. Anna was startled by the cold scuffle, but it gave her the perfect idea. Out in Oaken's barn, Kristoff was settling in for the night with the supplies Kristoff had been trying to buy from Oaken. She would give them to the ice harvester if he would help her find her sister. Anna offered to try to end the eternal winter, and Kristoff agreed to take her up the North Mountain. While Sven pulled their sleigh through mounting snow, Kristoff listened to Anna recount the events of the night. Unfortunately, the group soon attracted some unwanted attention. A pack of vicious wolves! The only escape was over a deep ravine. As the wolves closed in, baring their teeth and snarling ferociously, Kristoff, Anna, and Sven jumped. They made it to the other side, but their sleigh was not so lucky. It smashed to pieces below. The three had no choice but to continue on foot. As the sun rose over the mountain, the group came upon a majestic forest covered in twinkling icicles. Anna marveled at the beauty around her, amazed by the delicate willow branches beaded with ice. She could hardly believe what Elsa's magic had created. Suddenly, Anna and Kristoff heard a strange voice. It was a walking, talking snowman! He called himself Olaf. As Anna studied the snowman, she remembered when she and Elsa had made as children. She realized that Elsa's magic had made Olaf. Anna told the snowman about the journey and asked for his help. To Anna and Kristoff's surprise, Olaf couldn't wait to help them restore summer. Summer! He longed to feel the sun on his face and the hot sand beneath his snowy feet. Anna decided to tell Olaf what happened to ice when weather got warm. Already charmed by the little snowman, Anna didn't want to spoil his dreams, so she, Kristoff, and Sven followed Olaf as he enthusiastically led them toward Elsa. With the little snowman leading the way, The group soon reached Elsa's ice palace. Anna hesitantly stepped through the doors. Now that she knew Elsa's secret, she was sure the two of them would be as close as they had been as children. But the sisters' reunion did not go as Anna had planned. Fearful that her powers might end up hurting her sister, Elsa demanded that Anna leave, but Anna would not go. As Anna explained that Elsa's magic had unleashed an eternal winter across Arendelle, Elsa grew more and more afraid. She did not know how to undo what she had done. Suddenly, an uncontrollable burst of magic escaped her body, striking Anna. Elsa knew she had to make Anna leave before she accidentally hurt her again, so she conjured a monstrous ice giant to chase her visitors away. Anna, Olaf, and Kristoff narrowly escaped the frozen behemoth by jumping over a cliff. As they brushed the snow from their clothes, Kristoff noticed something terribly wrong with Anna. Her hair was turning white. As Anna's condition worsened, Kristoff rushed to the Troll Valley. Kristoff had been adopted by the trolls as a little boy, and he had seen them heal Anna before. He hoped they would be able to help her again. Grandpappy could not heal Anna this time. Elsa's icy magic had struck Anna in the heart. Only an act of true love could save her now. Without one, Anna would freeze completely. Concerned for Anna, Kristoff gathered into his arm. Perhaps a true love's kiss from Hans could save her. Back in Arendelle, Prince Hans had grown alarmed when Anna's horse returned without her. Gathering a troop of guards, he set off to find the royal sister. Hans and his men found Elsa in her ice palace. The prince tried to reason with Elsa and make her return to Arendelle peacefully, but the guards had other plans. They overcame the queen and took her back to the castle, where she was imprisoned in a dungeon. After a long journey down the mountain with Kristoff, Sven, and Olaf, an ailing Anna was at last reunited with Prince Hans. Anna explained all that had happened and begged Hans to kiss her. Smiling, the prince leaned forward and then pulled back. With a cruel sneer, he revealed that he had only pretended to love Anna so he could take control of Arendelle. Once Anna was gone and Elsa was out of the way, the throne would be his. With one last cold look, he locked Anna in the library and left her to freeze to death. Anna slumped against the door. She was just beginning to lose hope when the door swung open. It was Olaf! Anna told the little snowman what had happened with Hans. She had thought Hans loved her, but she had been wrong. Dejected, Anna wondered if she even knew what love was. Olaf smiled kindly at Anna and explained that love was being willing to sacrifice your happiness for someone else, like Kristoff had done when he brought Anna to Hans. Anna was surprised to learn that Kristoff loved her. Thinking about the ice harvester, she realized that she had come to care for him too. With Olaf's help, Anna escaped the library and set off in search of Kristoff. Unfortunately for Anna, the winter storm was growing worse. Elsa's fear of hurting someone else had caused her power to spin out of control. Finally, it had grown so great that she had broken free of her chains and escaped the dungeon. Elsa raced across the frozen fjord, but the scheming Hans followed close behind her. Hans told Elsa that her magic had killed Anna. Devastated, Elsa sank to her knees, her magic stopping the snow around her in midair. Across the fjord, an almost frozen Anna trudged on. She had just spotted Kristoff and was making her way toward when she heard a sound. It was Hans. He had unleashed his sword and was preparing it to slay Elsa. Without a second thought, Anna turned away from Kristoff and threw herself in front of Hans' blade. As the blade fell, Anna's body turned to solid ice. Elsa wept, embracing her sister. Suddenly, she felt an arm tighten around her. Anna had begun to melt. Sacrificing her own life to save her sister was just the act of true love needed to thaw Elsa's heart. Looking at her sister, Elsa realized that love was the key to controlling her ice powers. With her newfound understanding, Elsa ended the storm and restored summer to Arendelle. Now that she could rule the kingdom in peace without fear of hurting anyone with her powers, she opened the castle gates for good. Queen Elsa and Princess Anna had renewed their bond as sisters. Happiness and love had returned to Arendelle. Thank you for watching this video of me reading a story. If you have ever seen Frozen 1, then that is what this book is about. If you haven't, then you should really watch it. It's a great movie, and it's on Disney+. There's also a Frozen 2. My personal favorite is Frozen 2, but for some people it's Frozen 1. It's funny, it's romantic, it's great for kids, it's sad, it's happy, it's all those different feelings. It's a really good movie. Frozen 2 is my personal favorite. For some of you out there, Frozen 1 is. This is my Elsa shirt. Hope you like this video. Check out Frozen and everything in its collection. There are great movies, great shows, great shorts, a bunch of cool different stuff. So please check out all the Frozen stuff. And even if you've seen Frozen 1 or Frozen 2 and you haven't seen the other stuff in the collection, please go check it out right now because they're awesome. Everything in the collection is awesome. Thanks for watching. Bye!